covering the entire Piedmont-Triad and everywhere you are. This is WXII 12 News at 5.
Right now on WXII 12 News at 5, record-breaking cold in the Piedmont-Triad as folks got a taste of bone-chilling temperatures not felt in decades.
And those chilly temperatures are causing frigid frustrations for some people living in a Winston-Salem apartment complex. The story and video you will only see with us on WXII 12 News tonight. Right now, we have a number of school delays to tell you about, including Winston-Salem, Forsyth County, and Guilford County. Also, Alamance County, Burlington schools, Davie County, Davidson County, Galax City Schools, Lexington City Schools, Montgomery County, Rockingham County, Stokes County, Surrey County, and Wilkes County schools will all be operating on a 2-hour delay tomorrow. For a complete list of closings and delays, you can go to the WXII 12 newsroom over on WXII12.com. You'll also find those delays scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
Winston-Salem Forsyth County schools did not cancel classes for students and teachers today. Here you see a fleet of school buses rolling out to pick up students. In the Weather Center now, Chief Meteorologist Laney Pope. Laney, we did see a record low this morning, but what about the highs today?
Well, the high temperatures did actually make it above that record high minimum, which was 21. That a record. Take a look on the screen. You're going to see the records that we did break one of them at 5 degrees this morning. That'll go in the record books for 2014, shattering the old record from 1988 of 12. Now, the record lowest high temperatures, 21, also from 1988, but we saw our temperatures get above that today. Notice the lows out there this morning in all the towns that did set records. Raleigh with a record at 9, Asheville 1 below 0, and Charlotte with a new record at 6 degrees this morning. Temperatures across the area this morning. We had 5 at PTI Airport, 4 in Lexington, 3 in Martinsville, and -6 in Galax out there this morning. Now, our current temperatures, as you can see, just a step above that 21 at 22 in Greensboro, 23 Winston-Salem, Reidsville, and Burlington. Numbers are in the low 20s all the way up to the mountains, where in Galax it is still a bone-chilling 9 degrees right now. And the feels like temperature in the mountains at 4 below 0. We're seeing some improvement with our wind chill values out there, but there's still bitter cold in the mid to upper teens. We've had improvements because the wind just isn't blowing as much as it has been. Out of the west right now at about 5 miles an hour. We do still have, though, a wind chill advisory that is up for our mountain counties of Allegheny as well as Carroll, Patrick, and Grayson for wind chill values through midnight that could still be below 0. Our morning temperatures are not as cold as it was out there this morning. We're going to be down to 12 in Winston-Salem and Greensboro. We'll be down close to 10 degrees in Mount Airy, and that would not be breaking a record across the Triad.
Remember, you can keep track of the forecast anywhere you go. Check out the WXII 12 News app for interactive radar and weather maps anytime.
And this cold weather has caused a real mess for some people in the Triad in the form of busted water pipes. Our David Janot is live in Winston-Salem with more on the winter weather can of worms this opened up for some folks. A story you'll only see tonight on WXII 12 News. David?
Yeah, that's right, Cam. We were the only news station here at the Hillcrest Apartments when the fire alarm went off and water sprayed everywhere, putting a serious damper on an already cold day.
Taima Penn just moved into her Hillcrest apartment, and now this is what she's dealing with.
Oh, my book for school. No. Oh, my gosh, I'm about to cry.
Penn, including at least 4 other neighbors, are dealing with the same thing, flooding inside their apartments, an extreme cleanup because of extremely cold weather and what disaster crews are calling poorly insulated pipes.
Looking at basically a flood inside the house. Basically, you're looking at least 3 to 4 inches of standing water.
Crews say these frozen pipes could cost these people tens of thousands of dollars. We watched it all unfold. Even our cameraman had a close call.
Turn around.
The light.
The light is about to fall.
Penn and at least 4 other neighbors are dealing with the same thing, flooding inside and outside of their apartments, an extreme cleanup because of extremely cold weather and what disaster crews are calling poorly insulated pipes.
I think this happened to me 2 or 3 years ago. I really wish I could move somewhere else, but I'm stuck.
Yeah, the cleaning crews here say that this is just the beginning, and they say as long as temperatures are as cold as this, that pipes will continue to burst, there will be more indoor flooding, and plenty of work for them to do. Reporting live in Winston-Salem, I'm David Janot, WXII 12 News.
Thank you, David. Check out this very vivid example of just how cold it got this morning. This is the fountain at Center City Park in Greensboro, turned into an ice sculpture when the below freezing temperatures gripped the Gate City. Well, the cold weather didn't stop Meals on Wheels from delivering food to its recipients. Meals on Wheels says its volunteers are more mindful to check on the elderly when it gets really cold like this. One Winston-Salem woman who is part of the program says that she can count on her drop-off volunteer for more than just food.
It really cheers me up, and I know she's here to bring a meal, but I feel if I really had a problem, I could tell her. We have bonded. She usually comes in and walks right by me and goes to the kitchen.
Here's something you may not know. Forsyth County Meals on Wheels program is the oldest in the Southeast and the third oldest in the country.
Our Bill O'Neill hit the streets to see how people in the Triad dealt with the frigid air. Bill joins us now live in Greensboro with the story. Bill, how's it going?
We got lucky, Wanda. It was a very calm day as far as the wind, making it almost bearable in this icebox of a day. Many of the people we came across, it didn't matter if the wind was up or down. They thought this was just an awful day. While others that we met, they didn't even seem to notice it was cold outside. As if it weren't cold enough, we found a man creating his own wind chill by skateboarding down Spring Garden Street. Well, you're not cold or what?
My legs aren't cold because they're moving around on the board, but my face is pretty cold. Like, I look like I was crying this morning at 8:30.
While most of us were wearing 3 layers of clothing, Xander Torgensen barely had on 1 layer, his bare legs exposed to the record-breaking temperature. Well, you don't even have gloves on or a hat.
No, I mean, my hat's in my friend's apartment. That's why I came here to get my hat, and their apartment's locked.
Others like Nora Malay, dressed for the weather.
I'm actually very warm except for my face.
The human billboard says she has hand warmers and really thick socks to keep warm. How long you plan on being out here today?
Probably out, no, I'm just kidding, 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock? That'll be enough, won't it?
Yeah, oh, but I'm having fun though.
There was no fun waiting at the bus stop for Neville Madden. He just arrived from Australia to study at UNCG.
Never expected it to be this cold.
Back home down under, it's the middle of summer. Today's high in the capital city of Perth, 82 degrees. It was 9 degrees at the bus stop.
Very cold. I've got to go and buy different clothing because what I bought from Australia is just not suitable for the climate.
But he does have a warm-looking hat.
Yeah, well, that's why I bought it, because it, you know, at my age, it's a bit way out, a bit funky.
How you doing? No complaints about the weather from Kiev, just like the Russian city. Rescued from the pound, now enjoying the Bark Park.
She seems to be doing okay. Yeah, I think her genetics are cold in nature anyway, so she's doing well. She's having a good time.
The only thing missing at the Bark Park today, fresh water. It was frozen solid. Sorry, Kiev.
Yeah, the water's frozen.
Kiev's owner, Andy, says he believes that his pet is a 2-year-old Finnish Spit. It's a breed I've never heard of, but I can tell you it's a wonderful dog, very friendly, and just a lot of puppy left in that dog, Wanda. Back to you.
All right, Bill O'Neill reporting live. Go inside. Well, some people had to brave the cold to get a paycheck. Joe Johnson is a line technician for Atlantic Aero at PTI in Greensboro. His job consists of moving and fueling airplanes and handling luggage.
It's been a little unpleasant, but it's not too bad, you know, if you bundle up really well. A good pair of coveralls really helps out, especially when it's windy. A couple pair of socks, a hoodie, a hat to cover your ears, and the beard definitely helps out a little bit too.
Well, Johnson says they don't stay out for more than 10 minutes when the weather is this rough. Although he's from Pennsylvania, he says you never really get used to cold weather.
And from outside on the tarmac to inside in the terminal, this polar vortex swirling its way across the U.S. is leaving thousands of travelers stranded in airports and on trains tonight. More than 2,300 flights in and out of the U.S. were canceled this morning. You can see some people stuck at Reagan National Airport in Washington, D.C. And more than 500 passengers who were stranded overnight on 3 Amtrak trains in northern Illinois have been rescued. This is video of their arrival in Chicago on buses. Authorities say they responded to a call from Amtrak last night after the train got stuck in snow drifts. And while these people were a little inconvenienced, the passengers say they were warm and well fed.
We had been to his first trip to Disneyland, so it was an adventure there and an adventure last night, but it was good. We didn't feel threatened or scared or anything like that, and we had food. They made a spare meal for us, an extra meal. They found food, so, and we were warm, and that was the most important thing. So we're safely home now.
Amtrak officials say there was no indication of any trouble on the tracks until the trains came upon it.
Winter weather woes continue to get worse for people in Buffalo, New York. They could see snow totals topping 3 feet by week's end. Blizzard warnings are in effect through tomorrow morning. Wind gusts are around 60 miles an hour, which is causing whiteout conditions at times. The last time Buffalo had a blizzard warning was back in 1993. I was there, got caught in a whiteout, and I do not miss it. Remember, when cold weather hits, we want to see what you're seeing in your community. A viewer in Mount Airy sent us his ULocal photo late last night of ice forming from inside the window. You can upload your ULocal photos and videos to the ULocal page of WXII12.com. And we will bring you continuing winter weather team coverage from across the country within this hour and on WXII 12 News at 6. And remember, for the very latest, just click over to WXII12.com.
Greensboro police say they have cracked a cold case murder dating back to 1990. 52-year-old Donald Ferguson of Spartanburg, South Carolina, has been charged in the death of 7-year-old Shalonda Poole. Investigators credit advances in forensic technology with helping to make an arrest in that case. Police say that Shalonda had been sexually assaulted and strangled in 1990. Her body was found behind Jones Elementary School. Ferguson remains in South Carolina awaiting extradition to Greensboro. A police officer in Charlotte remains in the hospital after he was shot while trying to serve a warrant to a fugitive in South Carolina. Investigators say that Officer Shane Page is in serious but stable condition tonight. Police say that Page and other officers were serving a warrant to 31-year-old James Lewis at a home in Fort Mill. When he was shot, Lewis was also injured. He was wanted for armed robbery. A Medicaid card mix-up affecting thousands of North Carolina families. Coming up on WXII 12 News at 5, what 4 things the state attorney general says that parents need to do to protect their children.
And the city of Winston-Salem wants your Christmas tree. We'll tell you the options you have, even if you don't live within the city limits. You're watching WXII 12 News at 5.